Hello everyone. Welcome. I am doing a live tarot reading today, and the topic is, what does their silence means? So this is perfect for any of you who are in no contact, or your person is being distant, they're being silent, they're not really communicating with you. So we're going to look into that. What does it mean? What do you need to know right now? Okay, so by the way, thank you all for all of your likes, comments, and I really appreciate it. I try to reply as many comments as I can. Yeah, let's look into that. What does their silence mean? Okay. I'm gonna give a few more seconds before I get started so people can join. Welcome everyone. All right, so hey PA, so we are looking at what does their silence mean. It's a collective reading once again. We're gonna see. So first, let's look into what is the current energy between the two of you. Okay. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I do see that the silent came unexpectedly, right? It was like really unexpectedly. Did not expect it. I see that definitely it kind of was like a long time coming. There was some sort of betrayal or a deception on your person's part. And all of a sudden, suddenly, whenever the betrayal has happened, even though you might have not known it, you saw a change in your person and you saw a change in their behavior, right? So it became almost unbearable to trying to ask your person what is really going on, because I see a lot of you had tried to identify with this person, just try to connect with them and try to really listen to them, but for some reason they would not tell you the truth, right? Because they try to be deceptive and they try to manipulate the situation. But I see though, a lot of you right now, even though you are feeling a lot of betrayal and you're feeling a lot of emotions, you're still making sure that you're being calm and cool and collected about it, right? So you're not giving it much of your energy. You're being civil about it. You're being grown up about it. You're really like taking the time to assess the situation before you react to the situation, right? So I see you as someone who's very practical, down to earth, and you were very understanding of your person a lot of times as well. So your person is trying to control the situation. They're trying to really manipulate you into thinking that you could just take them back, or that they made a mistake, without really doing the work or without really showing you in actions what has changed and what will change, right? So there's a lot of like almost like a possession feeling as well. They're feeling like they have rights to come back into your life whenever they feel like it. They feel like they still have control over you, even though there's distance between the two of you. So, and some of you are even, this could be portraying to some of you, maybe even thinking that you can't control the outcome of the situation, or you want to take back control of the situation. You want to feel like you can get your person back, and you feel that control again, and you're not sure where that's coming from, right? And you're thinking of all the ways that you can be or do to be able to get this person back. So a lot of you are maybe reflecting on your past mistakes, or you may be thinking what you can change within yourself to be able to get your person back. So maybe there's a lot of like self-blame, right? And you're very determined. You're the type of person, if you make up your mind about something, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. So I see a lot of you are like taking the time to reflect on yourself, and really think about what needs to happen within you in order to get this person back, or making sure that you do not repeat the same mistakes. All right. And I do see a lot of blocked emotions. Okay. Um, you're almost like, even though it's almost like a trap that you're in right now, even though you are no contact with your person, and even though a lot of you has decided to move on and you're done chasing, you could either have them blocked, or this person could have you blocked, and there's no communication, but you're still undecided on what you want to do. So part of you wants to move on, but then another part is like, what can I do to get this person back, right? So there's a lot of duality and indecision that's happening within you, and you may not know how to navigate that, and it's draining to you, because you may want to learn the past mistakes. You may want to reflect on what happened, but at the same time, you need to learn how to move on, and also realize your worth and realize your value. That, it's not your responsibility to try to control someone else's actions, right? It's your person or your ex. It's their responsibility to make sure that they do their work. And the more you try to control the outcome, the less likely it will happen. So there's still that indecisiveness energy within you. Do I move on, or do I stay and wait for them? Should I move on? Should I stay? Right? So let's see. And a lot of you are hoping for your person to come back, for a reconciliation. There's also, there was a lot of hope for this connection, for this person, for this potential. You saw a lot of potential within this person, but it was never, and you hope that it would be completed. You hope that at some point you were going to be with this person, and this connection would bring you happiness and etc., but it really didn't go the way that you had planned it. So now you're in a place of like, okay, well, then if it didn't work out the way I wanted to, then that's fine. But I want you to get to the place where you're confident enough to be able to manage your reactions and your emotions, right? So if, say for example, your person comes back, I want you to have the confidence to say, no, if you don't want them back, or to be able to learn how to manage your boundaries and learn how to manage your reactions better. That's what I want you to do, right? Okay, and a lot of you are exhausted, okay? You are exhausted at trying to prove your worth to this person. There's a lot of stress. It's a stressful situation for you because there's a lot of unspoken truth between the two of you, or unfinished business. And you want the answers to your questions, and your person is not giving you the answers. Your person is not giving you the direction the future will go in. So, and it seems like you're trying to navigate your life through what their decision is, instead of just looking back into yourself and deciding for yourself, what do I want to do, right? So your person had manipulated you to think that your worth is tied to them, or is tied to their actions, or their inactions, right? But it's not like that at all. Everything that you have inside of you, it's your own value, and you get to decide what you want to do with that. You get to decide where you spend your time, and your presence. And your person took that for granted, right? Like, you had created something so beautiful between the two of you. There was a lot of love. There was, you know, a lot of shared beliefs, a lot of shared interest. But at the same time, your person did not appreciate it. They took your presence for granted. They took you for granted. They thought that you would keep trying to you know to be able to come to a mutual place of understanding. They thought that you will try to explain yourself to them, to try to prove yourself to them, to try to gain their trust. But you had stopped doing that. You had stopped trying to be generous. You had stopped trying to put someone else's needs before yours. You had realized, this is not the life I want to live. I don't want to live for someone else's approval. I want to get back to what I know is true to me, and I come first. Right? So there's a transformation that is happening for you, and the transformation is that you are prioritizing yourself. You're not giving your person the benefit of the doubt anymore. You're not giving them second chances. You're not waiting for them. You have decided to move on, right? And this moving on, you feel more enthusiastic about it. You feel like your energy is expanding, and you're getting more energy because you're finally standing up for yourself. You're standing your ground. You're not reaching out anymore. You have stopped reaching out. You have stopped trying to decipher, what does it mean? Do they love me back? Do they miss me? And even though you may wonder, which is totally normal, even though you might still be energetically tied to this person, your life is not dependent on the outcome of the connection anymore, or on the outcome of what will happen. You're able to comfort yourself now. You're able to navigate your own happiness, and have satisfaction in your life. And your satisfaction might have been with your person before. There were a lot of happy moments, but now it doesn't matter. Now you can be happy by yourself, right? So you're learning how to live a happily single life, or you're learning how to be able to have this inner transformation that needed to happen for you a long time ago. So this was like a wake-up call for you, that you had settled, and the person was not anywhere near where you wanted it to be, but for some reason you thought that that's all you were worth, or for some reason you thought that the potential is something that you need to settle for. Right? So now you are understanding that your worth is so much more than that. And then no one determines your worth but yourself. Like, your life is in your own hands, right? And there's always tools and insights that you can gain to be able to manage your energy and to know where to pour it into, and to see what other people's intentions are. And you're being more methodical in your methodical in your uh, realization about life, right? Or realizing that what you will not settle for, and then you're going to keep it moving, and you're not going to get stuck. Excuse me. You're not going to get stuck in this emotional loop that keeps draining you. You're like, wait a minute, like, why do I keep chasing? What's the point? And you realize the more you chase, the more people pull away. And that was the case in your person's life, in your person's case. But it's like, I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. I'm going to make sure that I'm being smart about it. I'm being practical about it. Conserving my energy. Focusing on myself, right? I'm not going to try to pour myself to someone who doesn't care, someone who hasn't really shown me or proven to me that they're even worth my presence. Right, so there's a new sense of self-compassion that is awakening inside of you. And this person is being silent to prove their point. Excuse me. This person is being silent to prove their point. They think that they've gotten used to you being the one that always showed up for them. They got used to you being the one to try to work it out with them. They got used to you being the one to pull the weight, the emotional labor of this connection and this relationship. And now that you're no longer doing that, or they did not get the energy that they wanted from you, they're being silent, right? So it's a manipulation tactic, and it's a strategy to get you back to re-engage and to get you back to the place that they had you in this emotional confusion, in this emotional manipulation, where they could tell you what to do and they could tell you how to be, and you would do it because the time or the energy that they would give you was so minimum. So when you finally got anything from them, it was like a reward, right? So it's almost like they had trained you to keep wanting their validation, and they got you addicted to the highs and lows of this connection. So right now they're being silent, and they're being they're not giving you what you want. They're not giving you any answers that that it to make you wonder, right? To try to entice a reaction out of you, to try to test you, to try to see how much they can push you, so then you will go back to how you always used to do, right? Which was chase, beg them to stay, beg them to come back, try to blame it on yourself. Don't take don't ask them for accountability. Don't actually ask them to prove something to you, right? Like you were more in a lower type of energy around them. You didn't give yourself any value. You kept giving him or her the pedestal, right? Like you had them on the pedestal. So now I want you during this no contact is to shift the energy, and there's ways to do that. Okay, there's a link in my bio. You could have a one-on-one reading with me. Not only will I tap into their energies, during the silence, but I will also help you transform and shift your mindset. So you could take this energy that you're feeling and transform it into your power. Okay? I ghosted them to make him feel what I felt. Yes, I got sick of that one time. Yes. I will make him pay big time. Exactly. So it's like you're finally realizing just how poorly this person had treated you, and just how, you know, um, a, a horrible person they were. And I want you to get to the place where you don't have to pretend that it doesn't hurt, that you process your feelings, but at the same time you're able to move on in your truth and in your power. You're able to face the consequences. You're able to face the truth. And you don't, misplace the blame. You don't take it upon yourself and think that it was your fault, because it was not your fault. Breadcrumbing me, yeah. So it's all a tactic. And if you are in between the space of realization that what they did was wrong, you understand everything, you've learned their patterns, you know exactly what will happen next, you have the information, yet for some reason or another you could still be energetically tied to them. And that's normal and that's human, but at the same time, I don't want you to keep draining your energy for someone who's not even worth it. So if you want to learn how to do that, I do one-on-one readings. The link is in a bio, and it will literally transform your life, and it will help you manage your energy better and know where to pour your energy, so that way your focus is on yourself and it's not on them. It's not like it's not oh, what does that mean if they did that? What does it mean if they haven't replied to me? It will be more like, what can I do to make sure that I put myself first? And what tools and insight can I gain from this connection, so that way I do not repeat my same mistakes? I don't repeat the same mistakes. I don't fall into the same pattern. I don't choose potential. I don't settle. I move on without having to pretend like it doesn't hurt. Okay? I want you to be able to move on without having to pretend like it does not hurt. Because that is a horrible place to be in. To be in a place where, there's a lot of advice out there. And most of it advice is like, it explains why things have happened the way they did, and that's great. And I know a lot of you are emotionally aware and, intelligent, and you reading things and you getting, there's so much information out there. But when you in that in between space of being ready to move on, but yet at the same time, you don't know how to be or how to feel in order to move on in the way that it doesn't hurt as much, and to understand what went wrong, to have that perspective, have a different perspective of what has happened between you and your person. That's what I want to do for you. Like, I want to be able to give you that perspective and shift your mindset, right? Because there's a reason why you had settled for the breadcrumbs. There's a reason why, for some reason, you saw the potential in this person, but there was not even a potential there. There was a reason why manipulation has happened. And this is a great place for you to reflect back and to be able to move forward without having the hurt in your heart. I don't want you to suffer in silence. That's such a horrible place to be in. And it's a really, really heavy energy. And it's when we are emotionally invested, when we're still emotionally invested in the outcome, it's still hard to move on, right? So if you're in this emotional limbo and if you're questioning, Do I stay and wait, or do I move on? I can help you with that. I can help you with that. The link is in the bio. And I've worked with many people who were able to find the answers that they were looking for. So first you're going to get the real answers. You're going to gain true insights, and you're going to have real strategic action steps that you can take to feel better and to get back to yourself. And then another thing, you want to get to the place in your life where it doesn't even matter what your person does anymore. Your life is not dependent on their outcome. You want to get to the place where your worth and your value is so high that even if your person comes back, the bolt is in your court. You're gonna now dictate what you want in this connection to happen, right? Like, you're not gonna be the one outsourcing your energy and waiting for them to tell you how you need to be. You're gonna be the one to tell them, I want this and I will not settle. And you'll be able to uphold your boundaries. And this is a perfect time also to learn what you like and what you don't like. You know, what are some things that you actually like in a person and will accept? And what are some things that you will never tolerate and will never accept? Because if you're going from a relationship to a relationship, or if you are in an emotional limbo with your ex, you don't really have the energy to pour into yourself and see what you like and dislike. Because all of your energy is like going into thinking about your ex and having to pretend like you don't care, and pretending like it doesn't hurt when in reality it does. I'm in a way for totally recovering and healing after a long toxic relationship from disrespectful and losing years for nothing. Yeah, exactly. Like but the thing is, if you don't do anything about it, it will keep happening. So my question to you is, what are you ready to do about it? Like, what changes are you ready to make in your life in order to be able to learn from this? And in order to be able to have that mindset shift. Because if you don't have this mindset shift, you're going to be stuck on your ex for years. You're going to feel drained, exhausted. You're going to keep reading the same mistakes and wonder why this keeps happening to me. You're going to develop a victim mindset. And then it takes years to recover from that. It takes years to recover from that. So I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be able to take actions and reclaim your own power. Okay? And that's horrible that you had to waste years with someone who did not appreciate you. So this is also like a reminder. You have the control that you always have the control of your life, and you're able to control it. But how do you get there? What needs to happen in order to take back control, to take back your power, right? And it's discipline, to be able to have the abundance in your life, how to be disciplined, how to navigate your triggers, how to navigate your boundaries. I teach all of that. If you trust me enough to guide you on one-on-one reading, I can help you with that. Okay? And also, what you need to have realized is that if someone betrays you once, if someone disrespects you just once, That's all you need. You don't need any more signs. You don't need any more red flags. The betrayal, you know, just admit defeat. If someone disrespects you, just admit the defeat. Like, that's it. There's nothing I can do about it. You have to not to be too proud, and not act from an ego-driven point, right? Don't feel too proud. Don't try to prove your worth to someone. If someone had decided to disrespect you, to betray you, that's their loss. That's it. Like, you have to be able to move on, and don't let the ego get in the way. Okay? Now, I'm scared for any new relationship. So, that's a problem. I would hate for you to you know, not having not being in a peaceful place where you could actually have a good, healthy relationship. And I can guide you on how to make sure that you have that healthy relationship, okay? Or how to be in a better place to be ready for that healthy relationship, okay? All right, guys. Hi, Kylie. Hi, my name is Kylie. I'm in the chat now. Thank you. Hey, Kylie. How are you? So that is all for the reading. Let me know if anyone has any questions. I'm going to stay a few more minutes to see if you guys have any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Hello from Australia. Hello. How's it going? Oops. Let me know if anyone has any questions, guys. I'm here for a few more minutes, and I'm able to answer some questions. Okay, well, taking on a new project will be too much for me right now. Is this related to you? Like, just did you go through a recent breakup, right? I'm okay, not the best though, love. I don't feel loved no more. Can you help me? Yes, I will get into that. No, but changing my life has given me more freedom. Okay. Um, when I'm seeing is that you have always been someone who's been super ambitious, and you like to keep yourself busy, right? Which is great. But I'm not sure if it's coming from a place of having to earn someone's validation, or that's how you validate yourself whenever you have different projects happening, right? So the fact that you have now more freedom, if that's something that you had desired for a long time, because sometimes you know, when we try to manifest something and we're like, okay, I want to be able to have the freedom to do whatever I want to do, and it, you know, you keep thinking about it and it finally happens, you finally have the freedom, and you're like, what do I do with it now? So I think it's more of a question is, what do you want to do with this freedom? Do you actually want to do the projects? What type of projects? Right? So if you have the freedom, do you go back to the same projects you've been doing for all of these years? Or is there something much higher that's calling your name, right? So it's almost like, do you take the risk? Do you take the risk to do the projects you actually want to do, not only, or you know, not only doing something that you've used to doing for many, many years. So I think you should always take a calculated risk when it comes to any projects. But I want you to focus on the projects that fulfill you, that give you that meaning in life, because that's really what it's about. And also coming from a place of not like validation, like external validation, but something that will um, help you serve your purpose. Okay. All right. So let me know if that has helped, P. I feel like I feel like after 10 years I feel lost without him. I don't know what to do. Kylie, there's a link in my bio. This is perfect. I work with people just like you. And my readings help to transform you. I will give you the energetic reading, what you need to work on, what's keeping you, what's holding you back, why you're stuck in this emotional limbo. If you want to get insight into your person energy, I can also do that, because sometimes it helps. Sometimes it just, you want to feel a little bit of validation what your person is also going through, and just tap into that. So I'm able to give you that. But at the end of the day, what I can help you with is with that, to pull you out of that emotional limbo that you're in, right? Because that's a miserable way to live. That's a miserable way to live. So if you want to work with me, there's a link in my bio, and there's a questionnaire. You fill that questionnaire out, and then we can connect, either email or phone number, and then we can work together, and I can get you out of this emotional limbo. That's the only way I can help you, because here I can't, I have to tap into your energy, and get more perspective on your situation, right? I feel stuck in the middle. I can't move forward, and it's impossible to go back. I want to get into a relationship to settle down. Black King, once again, link is in the bio. Thank you. Received loud and clear. You're welcome. Because depending on the outcome you want, and the reason why I say this, to do a one-on-one reading, it depends on the outcome you want. People want different outcomes. So based on the outcome that you want in your future, there's different insight, and there's different truth, and different strategies that I can help you with. But, you know, and also just to work with your energy to get you out of that emotional limbo, I can do that for you. Okay? I grew up with him. He shows me the universe. He done with me right now is happening. Yeah. It's hard, because if you feel like only this person can show you the universe, that's not true. That's not true. He's not the only person that can show you the universe. You have to discover your own universe within yourself, right? Like you could go and see the world by yourself. You don't need to wait for him. And you could be grateful for him for teaching you things that he taught you. That's another thing. That's another part that needs to happen when you're moving on from someone. Be grateful. Say thank you. Thank you for teaching me what you taught me. I appreciate it. I am so much wiser now. You gave me the knowledge. You gave me the insights. You gave me the wisdom. Now I know better. And thank you for allowing me to feel the way I felt in those beautiful moments. All right. Yeah, that sounds great, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We'll do that thing, of course. All right, guys. I am going to wrap it up. I appreciate each and one of you. Thank you for all of the comments. Thank you for all of the likes. I will see you next time. Once again, feel free to reach out. I will be doing more videos. I will be doing more lives. And we will, yeah, I will see you next time. Okay, bye.